I will lead it through this, Honora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kalen?
Kalen's death was his own doing.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
Good, he'll fill the enemies with his stench.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
He's a warhound, not some fucking pampered, powdered lapdog.
I suppose that's true. Just make him sleep over on the other side of the camp. With Alistair. With any luck, that will keep all the stench confined to one small area.
Okay, give him some pets.
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin after all is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
So, you're bored.
I don't know that I would put it precisely that way. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
You had a hard life, so fucking what?
Was I whining? It's not a life without benefits, for those who can actually survive it long enough to become good. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. Gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
Why didn't you just leave then?
And become the next mark for some up-and-coming crow? Not likely. The only way to leave is for them to think you're dead. And even then, you'd best be scarce. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
You think that's gonna change?
Everything changes, my friend. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Yes?
I wanna talk.
Well, here I am.
So what was someone like you doing in Lothering's chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
They don't teach you how to fight in the cloister, do they?
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
What the fuck do you mean by affirmed?
We affirm our belief in the Maker, in Andraste and the chant, but other than that, there are no vows taken.
And before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Yes.
What were you doing in that cage in Lothering?
Sitting, as you observed.
That's not what I meant.
It's what you asked.
Are you gonna answer my fucking question?
I did. Parshera, was there anything else?
Fine, I'm going.
As you wish.
What do you wish of me?
Got questions for you.
If you must.
Is your mother really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A crazy old witch?
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Never even heard of it.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Okay, sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
So, not true?
No, quite true, but this part only. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to somebody else. Isn't that a little fucked up?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
Spirits or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which, she never invaded, or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
And do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
I've heard of legends saying that Flemeth had many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
And is there a reason why she wouldn't talk of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
How is it she's survived this long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Aren't abominations usually crazy, insane, monstrous horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Interesting. Thanks.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died. Recently, in fact.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
It's
been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Starting to slow down a little, are we?
I'm just feeling a little weary is all. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
Still some life in the old bones yet, I bet.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
You're not allowed to be done quite yet.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Right, so we're around in this sort of area, so I think I'm going to go to Denerim. That's quite rude back there. Random encounter at all? No. Ooh.
Think of it, Denerim. You may have stumbled into a most delightful possibility for your future.
Oh, are you dispensing professional advice now?
It simply occurs to me that if, say, Alistair were to become king of Ferelden, he may have need of someone of your talents.
From what I know of the fellow, it seems there would be a fair difference between what he needed and what he cared to make use of.
If Alistair becomes king, it would certainly not be through any brilliance on his part. Whoever puts him there, now there's the one who will need you.
Now that's an interesting thought. You've such a devious mind, my dear. Why have we not made love as of yet?
For what purpose? I would sooner stab you in the face than let you touch me, elf.
And somehow that makes the idea even more intriguing.
The one who repents, who has faith unshaken by the darkness of the world, and roasts not, nor gloats over the misfortunes of the weak, but takes delight in the Maker's law and creations.
Boasts. It's boasts, sister, not roasts.
She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next.
Peace, sister, peace. She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction.
The veil holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her beacon and her shield, her foundation and her...
There's no veal in the chant. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
I liked her version of the chant better.
Oh, hello, dear. Can we help you?
What she means is, in Andraste's name, be welcome.
Stop correcting me. What would Andraste do? That's what you should be concerned with, I say. Andraste was no fuss budget.
What the fuck are you doing?
Praying for the good people of Denerim who've lost loved ones at Ostagar. It's usual to recite a stanza from Transfigurations when you pray for the departed.
It's usual to recite the stanza correctly.
But that's what I said.
Never mind.
It is almost mealtime, isn't it?
Blessings of the Maker and of Andraste, his bride, upon you.
Okay.
There is but
He's just gone off shopping.
Puppy!
No cuddles, we can't keep him.
You here to report another crime? I swear we should just cordon off the entire district. Oh, can I help you, Warden?
Don't even fucking try to arrest me.
Me? You must be kidding. Even if I believed the official story of what happened at Ostagar, I'm no fool. If I asked my men to apprehend you, they'd all run and cry big sobby tears in their courtesans' bosoms and leave me all alone to be skewered. Don't disturb the peace in the market, and that's well enough for me.
Is the market really that fucking bad?
The lower market isn't deemed important by the captain of the guard, even less with Al Howe in charge. So when I finally get the new men I request, I get the delightful surprise of discovering their Lord such-and-such's illegitimate, untrained, moronic whelps. But lords keep sending me more of them. It's decent pay, no expectations, a uniform. So I have a legion of bastards to protect the market from pickpockets, stabbings, and whatnot. And All Howe's specially picked men are the worst of the lot.
Yeah, the Jarl and I have a rich history. What is this about his men?
With the bastards, I just have to worry about dicing, the odd bit of drool, or yelling at them too loudly and hurting their poor feelings, and then getting chewed out by their noble fathers. But I swear, the Jarl's men are more criminal than the miscreants we occasionally arrest. Some of them are the criminals we have to arrest. So if your lifeblood isn't draining in the gutters as we speak, don't bother reporting it.
Do you want any help around here?
What? You're serious? I mean, yes, I could use help. I've got a pretty popular establishment that's crawling with mercenaries. If I send my boys in, someone might get, maker forbid, hurt, and I'll have to explain to their noble fathers that being a guard is actually dangerous.
What do you need done?
The name of the whorehouse is the Pearl. Beat down any mercenaries that are out of line and send them a message. I said beat down, not kill. Let me make that really clear. Not on fire, or exploded, or make a nose, whatever type of grisly death you can dream up. Sorry. Used to giving orders to my boys. Just leave them breathing and I'll be happy.
Sign me up, Sergeant.
Thank you, Warden. Happy hunting.
I recognize you. From Ostagar. And trust his blood. You're a Grey Warden. Duncan's apprentice. You killed my friend. And good King Kalen. I demand satisfaction, sir.
Satisfaction?
An uncommon traitor deserves no common death. We will meet on the field of honor, and my blade shall see justice done. Meet me in the back alley behind the Nord Noble Tavern. There we will duel.
I'm not gonna fight a fucking idiot.
But honor demands you accept.
Fine, if you insist on dying, I'll go to your duel.
Make peace with the Maker, sir. These are your last moments.
Fuck off. Oh, no, it's Genetivi's home. That's part of one of the quest lines.
Yes? What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Brother Genetivi.
Brother Genetivi? Why?
I'm gonna talk to him and no one else.
Then I'm afraid you will leave with your purpose unfulfilled. I haven't seen Brother Genetivi in weeks. He said no word. It's so unlike him. I'm afraid something has happened. Genetivi's research into the urn may have led him into danger.
What do you think he found?
I don't know. He was very excited when he left and said he would be back with all the answers. Perhaps the urn has been lost for a reason. I pray for Genetivi's safety, but hope dwindles with each passing day. I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not long ago. I sent them after Genetivi, and they too have disappeared.
Where did you send them?
No, don't ask me where they went. You'll go after them. And what if ill luck should befall you too? This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now.
Just tell me before I lose my fucking patience.
All right. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Calenhard, investigating something in that area.
What exactly was he investigating?
I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn.
But you just said that he spoke to you and told you that.
Yes, of course he told me, but I also went through his things to see if I could find other clues to his whereabouts.
Okay, come clean. What are you hiding?
That's not true. I told you everything I know. Brother Genetivi told me about the inn, and that's all.
Us? Who's us?
Us? I mean me. There is no us. Bah! Why do I keep up this charade? I gave you a chance to turn aside and forget you ever heard of Genetivi and the urn, but you persisted. Now it has come to this. Andraste, forgive me, I do this in your name.
He just blew himself up. Thanks for dying. Jenny TV's research. Suggests the village of Haven in the mountains to the west. Okay. And over here,
Very well.
body of the real Wayland. What a surprise. Okay, let's go deal with this.
Are you ready? I am no savage. I would not take advantage of you.
There's nothing gonna convince you to not do this fucking stupid thing.
Nothing at all, sir. I am honor bound to kill you now.
Fine, let's get on with it.
May the divine look after you, sir. You've held yourself with honor. Begin.
It is begun.
More the fools say!
Very well.
You fought with honor. It's a land we couldn't have asked for a nobler death.
Yeah, he was a fucking idiot. Yeah, let's loot him.
Message for you, my lord.
The what?
More things to deliver. Goodbye.
Trial of the Crows. Boy delivered. If you're interested in working with the Antivan Crows, you should head to one of the back rooms at the Nord Noble Tavern. Probably not a good idea to do that with Zevran in the party. Right, let's head to the Elven alienage.
By order of the new Earl of Denerim, no one is to enter the alienage.
What have the elves done this time?
There's been an elven uprising. Knifeears even have the gall to attack the Earl's only son. Killed him in cold blood. With the whole Urian family dead, the regent appointed Rendon Howe of Amaranthine the new Earl of Denerim. First thing he did was lead a purge of the alienage. It's a mess in there. When things are put back in order, the gates will be reopened. Now on your way.
Right, so dirty back alleys and all that. There's the Pearl. There's the alienage, Royal Palace, the Isle of Denerim's estate, and Fort Drakon, which I believe is endgame section. So, can't get to the alienage right now. Let's go to the Pearl. Probably going to be a random encounter on the way.
That scamp Pylon sent you, right?
I
Glad he
think
hasn't
you forget
forgotten
who you
about
are
us.
speaking to.
The mercenaries
I
are
will give
right
you a
there.
chance to leave
If you're here
quietly.
about other things, speak up.
I need to put you in your place. She's too good.
Fools. And look who we have here. Come to apologise for leaving me bereft of my lord husband and then vanishing without a trace.
You know it was just business, Isabella. Business that turned out well for you, I see. You inherited the ship, I take it.
I suppose I never did like the greasy bastard, and the siren treats me far better than she ever did him.
You two know each other, I guess.
Indeed. This is Isabella, Queen of the Eastern Seas and the sharpest blade in Lomeran. And Isabella, my dear, you will no doubt be amused to discover that I am traveling with a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Charmed.
Captain of a ship?
Yes, the siren's call. My pride and joy. She's seen me from my own ravine and the Isle of Lomeran to the coast of Parvolan. All I need is my ship and the wind at my back. And once my men have had their fill of the pleasures of dry land, we will be off again. We are getting as far away from this blight as possible.
You're an excellent fighter and you're running away?
Hey, I'm not going anywhere near the blight, and you'd get away too if you had any sense in that pretty head of yours. The way I see it, I can sail as far away from it as I need to, even to the other side of the far Anderfells. The sea will look after her own.
Did you learn to fight like that on your travels?
I have picked up skills from many different places and turned them into a method distinctly my own. Speed, not strength, is what is essential. I call myself a duelist because I honed my skills in duels with warriors I encountered over the years.
Mind if I duel you?
As I said, it is better to avoid being hit. and it is best not to get into fights at all.
Then will you teach me anything?
An unusual request, coming from a fearsome slayer of darkspawn. I am flattered that you wish to learn from me, sweet thing. But I have watched you, and you seem to lack a particular grace that is required. You are accustomed to doing battle a certain way, yes? I can teach you some basics. Perhaps you can pass it on to someone who might be interested in what I have to offer. I do, however, wish to get to know my potential student better, so we shall call for a drink, and you will honor me with a game.
Alright, what game?
Have you ever played Wicked Grace? It is easy to learn, but difficult to master. You must watch your opponent's moves as carefully as your own. Before we start, the cards must be shuffled. Shall I, or would you like to?
I'll do it.
Good. Go ahead, then.
Shuffle the cards.
Are you done yet? 5 cards each to start with, and may the cleverest player win. Oh! I think this card will come in handy.
Yeah, let's see if I can catch her while she tries to draw a card.
Please, keep your hands to yourself. Ha! The Angel of Death card. The game is over. We must show our hands. I don't think I've ever seen quite so odd a hand. None of your cards match. I have 4 knights. Roses, ages, sacrifice, and wisdom. It beats your hand. Still undefeated after all these years. Will I never meet my match?
I think I'm going now.
If I could have a moment of your time... Excuse us, Isabella. You do know that Isabella is cheating, don't you?
Yep.
She is testing you, I think. She wants to see if you can outwit her. Let me help. I think I know how we can beat her.
Alright. What are you thinking?
Well, will you play again? Stop whispering over there.
Yeah, okay.
Ah, you're a good sport. Another game, then. Before we start, the cards must be shuffled. Shall I, or would you like to?
I'll do it.
Good. Go ahead, then. Are you done yet? 5 cards each to start with, and may the cleverest player win. Ah, a wonderful card for me.
Okay, Zebran's helping.
Ha! The Angel of Death card. The game is over. We must show our hands. And I have Songs of Twilight and Autumn, Serpents of Decay and Sadness.
I have the Angels of Truth and Temerity.
The Knights of Compassion and Mercy. They are only just better than mine, but better nonetheless. Congratulations. You have proven yourself quick and resourceful, and I would be honored to pass my skills on to you. Come, we will need some space for this.
Turn around and walk, stranger. This affair is for White Falcons only.
Your bullshit is over.
Make her protect me. Mercy! Mercy! We'll leave. We'll do whatever you want. Just no more.
Empty your pockets and get the fuck out of here.
Tell Carl I owe him one. Welcome to the Pearl. I'm Saga, the proprietor. Have a seat, get comfortable, and tell me what you need. Every one of my people here is a skilled craftsman, and don't let anyone tell you different. You'll have to go one at a time, I'm afraid. Our rooms aren't quite big enough to share between so many. But we can discuss that in a moment. So what would you like me to show you? The men or the women? Or some of both, if you prefer.
A poster suggested I'd find a meeting of friends here. She scowls, makes a subtle motion towards the back room, not wanting to alert people. The griffins will rise.
Another Grey Warden supporter.
Not just a supporter, Payton. That's a Grey Warden. He's the one Arl Howe is looking for.
Our trap landed a Warden? You've got one chance to surrender.
Work now and live.
We're not common guards, Warden. We're Howe's elite. Shavra, Tennant, and Jarvie, let's kill ourselves a Warden.
Time for you to die.
Away with you! Time for a little bloodletting, I see.
Right, let's head back to the market. Random encounter.
I was hoping I'd find you. I heard about the Pearl. Scrapes, bruises, and a few broken things, but no deaths. You showed restraint. The Pearl's workers will...
Some of those men were my guard dogs. Anyone hurts one of the White Falcons, they answer to me.
I see. Don't bother sparing these louts. Things are about to get messy.
Good.